Hi everybody, I'm Jimmy Carroll, Tech B2B Marketing. I'm here with Jeremy Bergh of IDS Imaging Development Systems, and we're at the Autonomous Mobile Robots and Logistics Show, which is co-located with the Vision Show. Jeremy, thanks so much for taking some time. I'd like to talk to you a little bit about what IDS is excited about at the show. I know, for example, that you have the IDS NXT. Could you tell us a little bit more about that, please?
Sure. So the NXT is, it's basically our foray into the smart camera, right? It's giving you the ability to really solve so many different applications. What we're excited about is just seeing what customers bring to us in terms of problems and seeing if it's possible to solve it. So you can app your camera, you can create your own apps, vision apps, and put them right on the camera. It does all the processing at the edge for you. Or you can label some images. We have a software, the NXT Ocean, that'll basically create the neural networks for you. You can upload, up to 50 different neural networks right on board the camera. We make it super easy for people who maybe don't have a ton of experience writing their own neural networks to get involved in AI and bring it to their manufacturing line or whatever they want to do. So that's what we're excited about.
So AI deep learning, very interesting concept. For years now, it's been kind of hyped, and I think it was maybe the Stuttgart show, 16-ish, where a lot of people were coming out with deep learning, and it was being touted as this magic tool that will solve everything. Now, years later, people are finally finding ways to apply deep learning in the real world. What are some ways that you've seen the NXT used from your customers that help solve their problems?
I've seen some interesting ways that we weren't really thinking of before, like anywhere where maybe something is boring, like a customer wouldn't want to sit there and maybe look for a light to turn on, right? So we have even simple things like that, or we have fruit inspection, agricultural applications where they're even looking at either whether it's a good or a bad object or piece of fruit, maybe what stage the plant is in the process. Maybe helping to estimate yield of, say, wine production, things like that. And then, I think we've seen a couple things in quality inspection and the automotive industry as well.
Yeah, so that's interesting. So are you finding that with your customers, and a lot of cases, what you hear now from a lot of people is deep learning will not replace machine vision. Deep learning will be a tool in the tool belt of machine vision, and they can work together to solve new problems. Is that what you're kind of seeing with your customer base too?
Yeah, I am. And you know what? We're really, it still seems like nobody knows where the limits are yet. It still seems like every time I talk to, even a competitor that has out some, products that are somewhat similar, nobody knows where the limits are and where the applications are that they should be focused on yet.
Well, in many ways, that's an exciting thing. It should be fascinating to watch the evolution of deep learning over the next several years. I have a question on the Ocean software platform. So one sort of trend or theme, and I guess it's an ongoing one, right? Is things becoming easier to use. No code, low code, things like that. Is the Ocean platform something that kind of targets ease of use, let's say?
Definitely. Yeah. It's customers can say they want to look for different colors, different kinds of shirts, right? So they have these shirts going across the conveyor belt. They put a couple pictures of this shirt versus my shirt, label them, and then you can basically have that neural network find and classify the shirt. And then if you want to, you can use Google Blockly. We have our platform, and that's basically creating the logic for you in the camera. So once it finds your shirt with a 95% probability, that's a beautiful shirt, it will switch. You can have it switch to a different neural network that says, okay, is it in good shape, or is there any flaws, right? So, and that's all done super easily with people who don't even need coding experience. So.
Okay, well, I appreciate that. I'd like to maybe transition a bit over to cameras. Of course, IDS is primarily known as a camera manufacturer.
Yes.
Walking over to your booth today, I saw some interesting things in 3D. So, are there some developments that we should talk about from the Insenso line?
So there are some developments. I'm not sure how much I could talk about yet. I know there's some things coming out soon that we'll be able to share with you. In terms of the Insenso, we keep coming out with better and better firmware, and on the software side, it keeps getting better and better. So there's constant improvements there. But in terms of new hardware, you'll have to wait just a little bit longer.
Okay, well, let's tease it. I like it. In terms of the 2D area array, traditional family, the USB and gaming cameras that you have, what's new there?
So we have the Warp 10, which is our 10 gig E platform. We have some XGS sensors coming out there. In terms of something that we had in the past that's kind of went away for a bit, but now we brought it back, is something that maybe you wouldn't see in industrial machine vision too often. It's our XC camera. It's a 13 megapixel, has an autofocus lens already built in. It's pretty simple, but we found that it's solved some problems, and that one we have a lot of ready to go, and that one's been doing pretty well for us as well.
What type of applications does that target? Is it a webcam, or is it something,
I mean, it's similar to, it's like bringing a webcam into industrial.
Okay.
Long-term availability, it doesn't have the trigger or flash. That's the only, thing that maybe takes it away from being a true industrial camera, but we've seen it in maybe kiosk applications.
Right.
Different monitoring applications where you don't specifically need the trigger or flash.
Yeah.
But fairly low cost. It's got the autofocus built in, so it's just easy to use.
So you mentioned availability, right? And supply chain issues are affecting everybody. How have you guys dealt with that?
Well, we did do a redesign of some of our components. Basically kicking out some of the problem components that we couldn't get regularly.
Okay. Smart.
And our engineering team did do basically they looked at and verified about 150 different alternate components besides FPGAs and PHYs and those kind of things that we could use if supply chain dwindles on certain parts of our camera. So it really made our supply chain more robust in terms of the ability to be more flexible.
Yeah, certainly seems like a prudent move. Jeremy, what have I missed? What else are you guys excited about, whether it's at this show or in general?
We're excited to see people again, so it's great to come out,
of course.
Be able to travel and get together as a team, because we've been separated for a while. And in terms of, we love meeting people, hearing about what they're trying to solve, and seeing if we can be a part of it.
Of course. Jeremy, thank you so much. Everybody, Jimmy Carroll, Tech B2B Marketing, again, Manufacturing Matters Podcast. Comment, like, share, reach out to us at techb2b.com or LinkedIn, and give us some topic ideas, some feedback, whatever. We'd appreciate it. Thank you all very much.
Thanks, Jimmy.